Hey everybody, it's Doug here, Doug Mystic on Board Game Geek, getting ready to do episode 6 of our Darkest Night 2.0 playthrough, where we are losing, or I'm losing, however you want to look at it. If you're in this with me, I guess we're losing. And we're having a bad time of it. We only got the darkness track, the darkness track's at a 15 out of possible 30, and about to get he's heading for another power. He's already got 2. Now he's got this all-seeing eye, so the heroes at the Necromancer's location cannot hide from him any longer. That is bad news for us. They still lose secrecy. It's really bad. So anyway, and our clue track is only at a 1. I mean, we're just losing miserably. Plus, we have to do something right now, and that is say goodbye to the acolyte who died. I've never had a character die before. This is the first time. So we're going to get out all the character first things first, before we start our next turn, we're going to have to choose a new hero. I've got all the heroes out here. I'm just going to shuffle it up without making a big mess, hopefully. And we're going to pick a new one and see what we get. Hopefully it's something that's going to really help us out. We'll see. Okay, what do we get? The Bard. Alright, well, I'm going to get the Bard's stuff out, and we'll get going with him. Okay, here he is. This is the Bard. He is currently now at the monastery where he's starting, and he's going to start with these 3 abilities. This came in very handy, actually. I haven't played the Bard before, so this will be interesting. But he can exhaust to allow all heroes at your location to gain 1 secrecy. Well, all the heroes are heading to his location right now. They're going to be there next turn, so he's got to hang on. And it says, this obviously prototype card, when any hero completes a quest, choose 1 hero at your location to gain a spark, and choose 1 hero at the quest location to gain a spark. That's pretty awesome. And then a trickery tactic, he can fight or elude with 3 dice, but subtract 1 from the highest dice. So it's a decent fighting ability, but not one of the better ones. He's more of a support character, but there he is. That is the Bard, and he is already on the board. So let's get started with our turn. And we're going to, I think we're going to start with the mercenary first. Alright, let's get going. Okay, this is our player's turn. I think, yeah, we're definitely going to start with the mercenary. He's going to run away. Here he is right here. We're going to draw his event card. Hope he doesn't die from it. Oh no, there's demons. We're going to compare it to a secrecy rating of 1. So it's a deadly demon. Basically, he's got a 4 or a 5 to, he's going to fight or elude. Man, oh man, this could be really bad for our mercenary here. Let's see if he can pull it off. We're going to have to roll 2 dice because he's still got his military style. Let me think about this. Let me check and see if there's anything I can do with either of the character's powers. He's actually harder to elude. He needs a 5 to elude because I was thinking I could use the race the hair ability. It actually might move him and he could still take an action. But we're gonna fight them instead with the tactics. He needs to roll 4 or better. He did. Oh, thank God. This was a 4. I bumped it to a 1, but it was a 4. So he survived the encounter with the demons, and then he's going to move to the monastery. It's going to be a very short first turn. That is his entire turn. Okay. Now let's go to our ranger, who is also up here at the top. Yeah, he's not staying there either. He's going to be moving too. He's right here. I was thinking about having him complete this quest, but we're not going to do that. We got a little time on it still. So, we just got midnight. Just +1 to the darkness track. So we were at a 16. That is no bueno. That was just a bad thing. Our darkness track just goes up, but that's, at least we know the ranger's going to live. He moves to the monastery as well. That is his turn. Okay, next up, I think we're going to go to the Mesmer. Here's the Mesmer. He is already at the monastery. He's actually pretty healthy. He's only got 1 power, this Dreamer's Focus, which is well, he's got 2 deactivated powers. So I think what he's going to do, he might as well, he's not at, well, he's at full, he's at his maximum grace, guys. So he could hide for 1 turn, gather all his, get all his powers back, which I think that's what he's going to do, because that'll give him a secrecy. Boom. And let's just take a look and see what hide does in 2nd edition. So hide, it says refresh all powers, gain 1 secrecy up to 5. So he did that. He is now at a secrecy of 4. And then he will he'll refresh all his powers, so he'll get his fighting tactic back. Fight with 3 dice, exhaust if you roll two or fewer. Wow, I bumbled that word, didn't I? And then the Dreamer's Focus. Activate on a hero at your location or deactivate. You may use your Mesmer's powers of free action. So he did that as well. That served him pretty good. And then, of course, we have the Bard. And you know what the Bard's going to do? He's going to rally. So this is going to save our bacon, at least as far as prolonging our agony. He's going to use his rally ability. It says exhaust to allow all heroes at your location to gain 1 grace. So he's going to do that. That's going to give the Ranger, the Mercenary a grace, putting them up to 1, and then when they rest, they could get up to 3 or 4 and would be back in action. So actually, the Mesmer probably should have tried to take on the Blights that's there, but you know what? We just couldn't do it this turn. We had to get everybody healed up. If we lost to the Blight and lost to Grace, someone would have died, except for the Mesmer. But he didn't have his fighting tactic, so it just would have been 1 die. All right, that is going to be the end of the player's turns, unfortunately. So let's go to the Necromancer turn. Okay, here we are with the Necromancer's turn, and of course the very first thing we have to do is move the darkness track up to 17. I mean, we're really doing badly. We're very likely to lose this game, and I'm just going to keep saying that. If I pull it out, then it was a miracle, and you're going to be patting me on the virtual back. But that happened first, and then since we're sitting right there, we do have to put another time token on this quest here, and then we'll put a time token. We already have one success there, and a time token on the closed in. Now we got 2 more turns to get this besieged card done. If it expires, then we're going to go up 1 more on the darkness track, and this closed in up here is another darkness track one, so we definitely got to get those. But now we're going to roll for moving the Necromancer, and he's just going to move to a random location because all of the heroes are in the monastery. Okay, here he is. Let's see where he's going to go. Dump a 4th, or move and dump another Blight. Hopefully not down here. Hopefully he moves somewhere else. A 4, well good, that means he's not going to move. He's going to stay right there. So he's unfortunately dropping a 4th Blight into the swamp, which is not a great thing for us. It's going to be webs, so he's dropping webs into the swamp there. Let me find the webs. Here they are. And how the webs work is they're just a bad movement thing. Basically, you lose a secrecy, but if you try to leave there, you lose a turn if you haven't destroyed them. So they are there surrounding the skeletons and shades that are plaguing the swamp region. Luckily, that's the end of the Necromancer's turn, and we're back around to the hero's turn. After that quick turn, we're going to do a couple of things. Most of our heroes are simply going to hunker down and rest, except for our Mesmer this turn. Well, our Mesmer and our Bard, but we're going to start with our Mesmer, so I'm going to flip his token to show that he is gone. He is going to move to the forest, where he's going to get a secrecy back. Now he's got minus 1 die to eluding, and what he's going to do is he's going to fight versus a 5 right here, and he's going to use his Consume Dreams tactic. Hopefully he'll get 2 successes, because we want to complete this quest. We only need 1 success to complete the quest. Sorry, let me show you. It's right down here, and this is only going to take effect at the beginning of his next turn. This one really has nothing to do for him unless he's trying to elude something, and he's not. So we're going to get the dice bowl out. We're going to get a couple of our dice out here, and we are going to see if we can have a success story here. So we need a 5. Come on. 2 3s. We failed. Oh my gosh. So it doesn't do anything to fail, but that was a total waste of his turn. Wait, actually we didn't do anything. We just moved. That's all we did this turn was move. I'm sorry. My bad. He moved this turn. He doesn't get to move and act. Okay. Then next, the Bard is thinking to himself, well, I got to get into some action now too. I think, yeah, he's going to go up here so he can complete this, but he's going to have to elude the, he can't use any bonuses there. He's not going to have to. He can just take an action. So he's going to go up there, where next turn he'll be able to solve that. And remember, we don't draw event cards if we're in the monastery. Okay, now our ranger. Our ranger is here in the monastery, and he is going to simply pray. So what praying does is allows us to roll 2 dice, and for every 3 or better we gain a grace. He also gets to refresh all his powers, which he has only 1 that's not refreshed right now. So let's do that. He got 2, so that's going to put him up to 3 grace, 2 away from whole, and he gets to refresh his tracking ability. Okay, and then we're going to go to the mercenary. The mercenary's in the exact same boat this turn, so we're going to roll 2 dice for him. And he got 2 5s, so he also gained 2 grace. That puts him up to a 3. And remember, he exhausted all his powers except for 1 to get back to complete a quest. So he is now back to full power. All his powers are up and running, and he is good to go. But unfortunately, again, quick turn for our heroes. Now we're going back to our Necromancer, and that's not good. We have so got to get something going on here. Well, anyway, we're at 17, so the darkness track goes up to 18. Getting the darkest night smackdown right now. Now we're gonna put tokens, time tokens, on both this quest, which means we have 2 turns left here and 1 here. So we're gonna have to complete that next turn for sure, or we're gonna lose it. And it'll put the darkness track up 1 more. Very bad for us. And then we're gonna roll for the Necromancer's movement. Now I don't think he's gonna be able to. He could detect either of these guys, but it'd be really unusual if he did. He did not. He rolled a 1, and a 1 is going to take him where? To oh no, to the ruins down here, where we're going to put we're not going to put a blight there because there's already 4, so it's going to go in the monastery. We're going to put a stigma in the monastery. Let me find the stigma, and I'll show you what that does. Here it is. Okay. It's -2 default stealth. That's or grace. Well, that doesn't hurt the guys because they're already down 2 from their grace. Both our heroes are that are there, and so that's going to go in the monastery. There's now 2 blights in the monastery, so our 2 heroes that are there are going to have to stay there and deal with those instead of trying to get our goals accomplished. Wait, I got to remember this. Heroes at the Necromancer's location. Okay, don't worry about that. I was looking at his all-seeing eye that makes him Sauron, but we don't have to worry about that. They have to be at his location. Okay, that is the end of the Necromancer's turn. Let's take another hero turn. I know we normally only take 2 to 3, but these last couple of hero turns have gone so fast. We'll take another. I think we'll start, well, let's start with the Bard, because that's going to be the easiest to do. Okay, here we are with the Bard. Now, he's going to spend his action. He's there. He's going to, you know what I didn't do with him? Is the skeletons. I forgot about them. I'm going to roll because I want to make sure we're doing it right. He's got to elude, or he can elude using the Ranger's Race the Hair ability, which is going to give him 2 dice. It's a tactic, and it's got the Scion Stone on it, so all the characters have access to it. He did. He succeeded, but he did roll a 6, which forced him to move, unfortunately. I think he'll move here. You know what? He wasn't detected. He's going to move there so he can take out a blight there, I guess. That's better, because it's not affected by these things. He won't be affected by those things because he moved there as a result of the power he used. Unfortunately, he did have to move, but he didn't lose a grace. I almost wish he had, because now we're probably might not complete that quest up there. We need to. All right. Well, that is going to be his. That was not his action. So now he's starting his action here, actually. So we're going to take out. Let's see. He's going to take out a blight, and I think he'll use his trickery ability. Or he could search. It's a 4 there, but we do need to search or we're not going to win. But then he's going to lose 2 secrecy. It's probably better to lose a secrecy and defeat a blight. I mean, he could have moved back to the monastery and moved again, but yeah, I think we'll leave it alone there. Okay, yeah, he's going to do that. So he is in the village, and I think, well, he could get rid of the Enigma first, but the spies and the crows take secrecy, so he's going to go after the spies. Now, his tactic of trickery says he fights with 3 dice, but he reduces 1 from the highest die, so that's kind of bad, but that's the best he's got. So we're going to do that. I'm looking for my 3rd other die. Okay, got 3 dice here. Hopefully he gets a 6, because that's what he needs to kill the, let's see. He will do it against the spies because that's an automatic secrecy loss. He did it. He rolled a 6. Boom. This is gone. Thankfully. Okay. Because that dropped down to a 5 based on his ability. And he won that fight and killed that blight. That does put him down to a 3 secrecy, though. Okay. Now. That was his turn. Let us move on to our Mesmer, who's down in the forest. Okay, he is now going to attempt... If he does his search, if he succeeds, he gets +1 in addition to... yeah, he gets +1 in addition to his map draw there. But we'll lose that quest. We can't lose the quest. All heroes gain a grace too. So we're going to definitely try and complete that quest. He's going to use his Consume Dreams. It gives him 3 dice to roll, but he has to roll 2 successes in order to not exhaust that power. So let's do that. Oh, he got it. He actually got it. Oh my gosh. Awesome. Finally some good stuff here. And by the way, he got 2 successes. A 5 and a 6. He needed a 5. So he does not exhaust this power. That all comes off. That is so outstanding because that is going to be so helpful to him. But all of our heroes at the monastery are -2 default grace. That really doesn't matter. They're still going to gain the grace. So they're going to go up to 4. Well, actually, they won't because their default is currently 3. Does it say? No, it just says they gain. So they can go over their default. So the mercenary and the ranger in the monastery go up to 4 grace. The mesmer goes up to 5. And the bard goes up to 5. That was an excellent quest to complete, and timely too. Now that did not cost him any secrecy because he didn't attack a blight there, and there are no blights there that can affect him. Oh, except for his event. Forgot to do his event. I also forgot to do the bard's event, so this will be the bard's event. See, that's what happens when you do the monastery thing. You forget to do the stupid events. Okay, horde compared to secrecy. Well, his secrecy at the time was a 4. So it's a small horde. He needs a fight or elude for 3. He'll use the he'll fight them with his tactic for 4 instead. Yeah, which gives him 3 dice. Okay, he succeeded. So that was a non-event for the bard. And then we had to draw 2 for the mesmer before he completed his quest. Let's see what he gets. He gets these 2. They're both a 5 and a 2, so it's going to be this one. Count the blights in your location. There are 2. Spend 1 secrecy or lose 1 grace. Okay, well, he'll spend a secrecy. That puts him down to 4. That was his event. And then he took out the quest. Okay, now we're caught up and even. Boom. Sorry. All right, now let's move on to the ranger. We've got to clear these things out of the monastery, even though this isn't helping us to get any closer to succeeding in our mission here. We have to clear that out. So he's going to use his poison arrow, which is 3 dice, but if he gets the exact number, if he succeeds, it says fight with 3 dice. If the highest die equals the target number, you both succeed and fail, meaning you do it, but you also take the loss. So that's going to be 3 dice for him. Let's see, he shoots his poison arrow at the... he'll take down the stigma, because that one's the default grace. So 4, so he actually didn't succeed. He failed completely. Which is bad because now that's still there and he didn't solve or do anything. He does lose a secrecy, putting him back down to 0, but he's in the monastery, so it doesn't matter because he attacked a blight. And now we're going to go on to the mercenary. He's going to do much the same thing. Wait, no, he has to destroy. He's got his bonuses here that he can do some things with, lots of them. So let's see. He's going to attack with 2 dice. He needs a 5. He's attacking the stigma. Failed. Unbelievable. God, we're just losing this badly. Okay, when you fail an attack or quest roll, gain 2 sparks. So he'll exhaust that. That's determination. That is not one of his war cards, according to the card. So he gets 2 sparks. And he didn't destroy a blight, so I'm looking at his bonuses. No. Nope. No, he has to destroy it. So he did not succeed. That was it for him. And that is it for all of our heroes again. Man, we're just sucking wind on this because we're going to lose, guys. Okay, I keep saying it, but it's just true. All right, let's move on to the Necromancer. Okay, Necromancer. So the first thing we're going to do is pump this up to 19. Then we're going to take another quest token. You can't see it, it's off camera, but up at the top we're going to put a third quest token on the closed end. We need one more, and it'll go away, or we need to get up there and beat it, and I don't know how we're going to do that right now. Well, the Mesmer can, he can't, he's down the forest. Now we're going to roll the dice for the Necromancer to move. See where he goes. He's going to a 1, which means he's shooting across the forest. I'm not going to complain about that, because he's going to create a blight there, and that'll put 3 instead of 4. So we are in the forest. He's going to create terror, a terror blight. Let me get that out. Okay, here it is. +1 die, discard the highest exhaustive power if we attack it and fail. So that is the terror, and that is going to be it for the Necromancer's turn. And we're back around to the heroes. I think that's probably where we should end it for this turn. Well, that actually has not been a hugely long session. And we're getting close to losing. So we'll do one more hero turn, guys. We're going to do one more hero turn. And I got to remember to draw the 2 that are out of the monastery, to draw their events. Okay, I think let's go with our bard first. Yeah. My bard. God, I'm forgetting things, guys. I'm so sorry. He didn't do this. He needed to elude those guys. He's going to use the Ranger's Race the Hare ability. So let's see if he did it. Actually, he failed, so he lost another secrecy. He's down to 2. Luckily, the Necromancer rolled a 1, so it didn't really help him. The Bard, however, you know, we need to search. We actually have to get some things going. But we don't want... Well, actually, it wouldn't be so bad if the Necromancer moved there, to be honest. Because there's only 2 blights there right now. I think we're going to stay there. So the Bard is going to stay there and search, even though there's a +1 search difficulty. Yeah, I mean, we got it. If we don't get some mysteries to solve, we're just going to lose, and we might as well quit playing. So, unfortunately, he's only got 1 die, so we're going to... 4, we actually succeeded at a search for a change, so the Bard's there. He searched in the village. But we need to do his... this first. Deterioration. Add a quest marker to every quest. Oh, no! Oh, man. Okay, guys. So... Before the Bard took his turn and succeeded at his roll, we lost the closed-end quest because it got 4 on it. It had 3 on it, and the 4th one took it down, which means our darkness track is now at 20, 1 away from the Necromancer getting his final power. And then we succeeded at that, so we're going to draw a map card in the village, and we're going to get a chest, which is not what we wanted. That's just going to give him a power. What we really wanted was a mystery, but we'll take the power for the Bard, because that's not going to hurt him. Man, guys, I think we got 1 more episode in this, and then it's going to be all game over. Okay, let's draw power. What do we get? Fabled Treasure. Look at the top 3 cards of the artifact deck, draw 1, and shuffle it back in, remove this card from the game. We'll do that right now. So... that is going to be gone from the game, but we're going to get to draw our first and only artifact of this session. There's tons of artifacts to get too. We just haven't been able to draw one. Okay, look at, I mean, guys, this is the artifact deck. It's massive. So let's shuffle that up some. We're going to get to draw a top 3 and keep 1. That is awesome. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what we get here. Let's put those aside for the moment. We get the Shield of Radiance. When the Necromancer moves, -1 darkness when the Necromancer's movement rolls a 6. That's pretty good. Periaptive Resolve. If you attempt an attack and fail, gain a bottled magic. And a Black Pearl. You may perform 1 additional action during your action step on your turn if you do lose a turn. I think we're going to take the Shield of Radiance. Actually, I know it's a long shot, but if we can reduce the darkness track at all, it gives us a fighting chance. So that is going to go with the Bard. He's got the Shield of Radiance artifact. We'll put these 2 on the bottom of the deck for the artifacts and put the artifact deck away. Okay, well, that's the end of the Bard's turn. Let's see, who do we want to go with next? We might as well go to the Mesmer. He's going to fight the Necromancer, so he's going to have to elude him with a 6. Because just to reiterate his all-seeing eye, heroes at the Necromancer's location combat him instead of resolving an event. So let's get the dice tower out. I'm going to do that now. We're going to use, we're going to elude the Necromancer. It says fight him instead of drawing an event card. So a fight in the book is defined as fighting him or eluding him. We can't really fight him because we need a 7 to win, but the Mesmer can get away from him. So he's going to do the race the hair elude tactic. That's the Rangers that we have the Scion Stone on. He's going to roll that. He did succeed in eluding. No, it's a 6, isn't it? Yeah, it's a 6. So he loses a grace. He's down to 4. And then he's going to... Oh, he started his turn in the Necromancer's location, so secrecy is also down to 3. Then he's going to run away. Oh, one last thing with the Bard. Dang it. Those guys. I keep forgetting them because I think they're... anyway, he's got to roll. He's going to elude 2. He's going to use the Bard's... everybody's using the Ranger's Race the Hair ability. He succeeded, so nothing happened to the Bard there. Sorry getting out of sequence on that. My apologies again. It's one of those rounds. Getting frustrated, so I'm trying to race ahead. Okay, now back to him. He's going to leave this location. Not going to do anything. Actually, we're supposed to roll 2 dice. I need to roll another die for the terror, which is +1 die, but we discard the highest. So he rolled a 5, and he rolled a 5, so it didn't matter. He failed. Okay, so same result. He is going to run across to here. +2 search difficulty, so we're not worried about that. There's wraiths there. He's going to have to elude them. There's crows. He's going to have to elude them. And there's a specter. He's going to have to elude them. Okay, well, we're going to do that. So he's going to run across to there. Does he have anything that allows him to move? No. Move your hero to a location, but it does put his secrecy back up to 4. Move a hero at your location to a location adjacent to them, or a hero at an adjacent location to yours. No, we're not going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to get the dice ball out because at the end of his turn he's going to have to roll against 3 different creatures. He's using Race the Hair against the Wraiths. He needs a 4. He succeeded. So he eluded the Wraiths. That's 1 down. Now he needs a 5 to elude. I just wanted to focus on the action there. He needs a 5 to elude the Spectres. He succeeded. And then he needs a 4 to elude the Crows. He succeeded. So he just ducked his way through the ruins without any problem. Good old Mesmer. That's the best turn the Mesmer has had, I believe. Okay, that ends, because we're going to have to destroy one of those blights there this turn, for sure. For sure. Okay, now we got the 2 guys in the monastery. I was hoping they were going to leave the monastery this last turn, or this turn rather, but they still have 2 blights there, so we really can't. We got to get rid of the blights. Okay. Alright, you know, I may have played this taint. I may have played that wrong because you're not supposed to gain grace, and they all did in the monastery, but I don't think the monastery counts in that regards. I think it's only if you're gaining grace out in the world at large. So anyway, though, let's start with our mercenary. He's got 2 sparks. He's got his fighting tactic, fight with 2 dice. He's going to take on the stigma again. He's got 2 dice. He will spend 1 of his sparks anyway to fight with a 3rd die. So let's do that. And he needs a 5 or better. Are you effing kidding me? He failed again. He failed again. But this does not exhaust. So he's going to get, when you fail an attack roll, gain 2 sparks. So he's got now, since he can't seem to succeed, he's got 3 sparks there. That is just awesome. And he's not moving or getting anything done at all. So now we're going to go on to our ranger, who's going to use his poison arrow again. That's 3 dice. 3 dice, and he's going to attempt to get the stigma again. Oh, we lost, the mercenary lost another grace. He's down to 3 from fighting the stigma, because you lose a grace when you lose. Let's see what he gets there. Okay, finally, the ranger took him out. However, he also takes the lose effect as well, because his highest die matched the die required for success. So he drops to a 3, but he did take out that that blight. Now, the mercenary who's in the location with him, I think he has some exhaust after you destroy a blight. Nope. Plunder. When you or any hero at your location receive a quest reward or search result. Nope, not going to help. I thought he had something, but he doesn't. So he can't help the ranger any further, but that's okay. That's our turn though, guys. So we managed to destroy a couple blights this turn, but it's not helping us. So let's continue on. We'll wrap this episode up with the Necromancer's turn. So we go to 21. What does that mean? Well, something bad. We're going to draw another darkness card. So let's shuffle these up. See what the Necromancer is going to get. In addition to his all-seeing eye ability, we'll cut it and then we'll draw one out. Let's see. What do we get? A brief candle. Activate at the end of the Necromancer's turn. Active. +1 darkness at the start of the Necromancer's turn. Deactivate if a blight is destroyed. Okay, so it's going to be, well, at the end of this turn we're going to activate that. So it will be active. I'm going to put a token on there just to remind myself. There are activation tokens. I'm going to get one of those out and show you since we haven't had to use them this game so far. And I'll show you what they look like. So, because that brief candle will be active at the end of this turn. Well, I do have to remember it's not active right now though. So, but we're going to put one of these activates on it just to know that it's active. Okay, and then we're going to, there's no more quests on the board, so he's just going to move, which just could be the downfall of our game. Let's see where he goes. A 3. Is he going to detect? Yes, he detected the Bard, which is good. So he's going to move into this location and drop a Blight. Now remember, if he was already there, he'd just fight the Bard, but, well, the Bard's not at 0, so he wouldn't fight him. He's going to drop a Blight there, so we're going to drop in the village, we're going to drop a set of skeletons. Okay, that's not a problem. Skeletons aren't so bad. There they are. Nope, that's the wrong ones. That's shades. So do I have any skeletons left? I don't have any skeletons left. Do I? Oh yeah, I do. No, I don't. They're all out. So I guess we'll have to draw another one. Let me just double check. Yeah, I've never had that happen before. I guess we're going to have to draw another one and see the village. So it's going to be a Lich. Even worse. Okay. The Lich is pretty nasty. Here is the Lich. He's a bad, bad guy. Look at him. Okay. And again, he's a 5/5. If we fail, we lose a grace. And he appears here. Okay. Well, the Bard is going to have to deal with all of those on his next turn. But that is going to be the end of our turn, the end of our session. We have now activated the Brief Candle, which is going to bump the Necromancer's track up next turn, at the start of his turn, unless we can destroy a Blight next turn. So we're going to have to, because we've got to destroy the taint that's in the monastery and get it done. Sorry for the some of the mishaps. We're getting a lot of stuff going on. It's making it harder for me to keep track of everything. But again, guys, that's going to end our session. So I'm going to leave you with, I made the subscription goal, so I am adding in officially, was it Russian Railroads? I don't remember, into my contest giveaway, and also giving a copy of Arkham Horror away, sealed and in shrink, to someone else. So we made that. We didn't make the financial thing yet. I wish you guys would help me out with that, because that's more important to me than, even though I really want all the subscriptions, I'm trying to make sure I can fund all the stuff I need for this channel. So, and I haven't done a fundraiser like an official one, so anything you can do helps. But I also want to tell you that I finally, in my seeking, a very fine person, I won't tell you his name just in case he doesn't want people to know, traded me his Kingdom Death Monster for quite a bit of stuff. I got rid of all my Zombicide, Black Plague stuff, and some other things. But we did a trade. I got that and some of the expansions, and they were sealed. So I got Kingdom Death Monster to put on the channel, which I have this really cool, trying to formulate it still, but I got a very cool idea to get that done. And I'm really excited about it. I'm probably not going to do it till the holiday. It's something I think I'm going to film over the Christmas holiday, because I have some other things to do, and when I do a channel update, I'll talk about them. I got a print and play game I'm going to demonstrate for you guys from some folks, and I'll talk about that later. It's called Haze Island. It's really clever. I like games that have cards that have multiple uses, and this one does. So that is going to be on the table immediately after we finish this session. I also have some other things that I got that I think will be really fun on the table. I got Eon's End and Orcs Must Die. The board game came through for me, so we might get those in play before we get to Kingdom Death, which I will do. Like I said, I'm going to do, I think, something pretty major over the holidays around Christmas. It'd be fun. Anyway, any recommendations, any thoughts, let me know. This game, I love this game, and even though I'm losing horribly, it's still fun. It's just a fun game. There's so much cool stuff, like getting a relic finally was fun, artifact or other, and seeing the next Darkness Power. Those are all fun things to me. I don't mind losing cooperative games like this, because they're supposed to be hard on purpose, and you lose them more often than not. I've been really good with Darkest Night. I kind of got the formula down on it, and had won numerous games in a row. This is the first one that's kind of kicking my tail. Ghost Story style, right? I mean, it's really kicking my tail. It's amazing. Ghost Stories, I don't think I've won it. I think I won with a group of people once out of the dozens of times I've played it. It's so hard to win, but still enjoyable. And you know, I got a formula down for Sentinels of the Multiverse too, almost regardless of who I'm playing, unless there's a couple villains that are really tough, but we typically win. I typically win that. And I played on the app a lot, so that's probably one of the reasons why I win a lot. But I usually win at this game, and man, it's just really whooping us. So again, one of my favorite games, guys. If you have the chance to get even the first edition of this, it is still fantastic. You get that Necromancer's bundle, it's good. But I'm going to tell you, all the components and everything are so much better in this version that you're going to probably want to wait till this releases, unless you're just jonesing for it. And there's probably used copies of it out there you could get of the first edition to tide you over until this comes out, because it's going to be a big, beautiful mounted board and everything. It's going to be really nice, and I'm excited about that. And miniatures that are coming along with it. So very cool stuff. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I will talk to you soon.